Hello, everyone. Welcome to I am the Coaster. This is CKTV. I haven't been on here for a while because I've been, well, the last few videos had a few pretty low numbers, so kind of lost a wee bit of heart in the whole thing, but decided I was going to get on with it and maybe do some more videos. I have had a few requests this last while for videos. One in particular today was actually my good friend that used to do the movie zone with me, Mr. John Shorthall, who's in Thailand these days. He actually got in touch with me today and he says, Kieran, you got to get on again and do a video that talks about the Android TV box and the KODI software. The kind of an app. KODI is an app, and you work it through the TV box. It's hard to describe when you're not really techie minded. I'm not really techie minded, but I like to use tech stuff. I can set up the odd thing, but I wouldn't really be as techie as a lot of people. But I can say that the Android box is one of the greatest devices I've ever come across. I would say that it's definitely worth a look. I got it for £24 on Amazon about 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago at this stage. Probably, as you've seen at the top of the show there, how it looks, such a small little device, and you can use it through your widescreen TV, or you can use it through a computer, or you can it's basically something you can plug into any of the devices that you have and stream it through, because it is ran with the internet, of course, and it has everything. All the live TV. It has all the channels from America, all the channels from Britain, all the channels. There's a few of the channels from Ireland. It has basically all the channels from Ireland, because there only is a few, of course. It has all the foreign channels, which are very good for football. I will add a lot of the stuff, even though it's not the same language. It's actually very good for games that you mightn't see from in this country. Other stuff it's good for, I suppose, movies. But the great thing about this box is, on the KODI part of the Android box, you can go into a thing called One Channel, and in One Channel you can look at basically any movie that has ever been made. You type it in, and it's going to come up, and you can. Because don't forget, this is just like a little organizing device for everything that's on the internet. So basically, they are fed through to the KODI from maybe other websites or stuff like that. So since I got this box, I've been watching movies that you would, Netflix has a certain amount of movies, but they're contracted to Netflix by the movie companies, and then they're taken down after a few months because there's contracts involved and big money involved. Whereas with KODI, it's all customization from some of the people that get the KODI box, and they become the customizers then to set up playlists, and they get put stuff together, playlists and stuff. And them doing that isn't exactly totally legal, but the people that get to watch the stuff then and all that is legal. So it's handy enough for the likes of me, who wouldn't be putting together playlists, but I enjoy the fruits of it. So anybody out there who would be interested in getting these boxes, I think it's really, really cool. John, who has requested, talked the word about this, because when he heard what I was telling him about getting it and telling him about how good it is and that, and he was really he couldn't believe it, because he said, wow, that's something that will be right up my alley. And I knew it would be, because that's why I was telling him all about it. and John is like a mad movie buff as well. Of course, he had the Facebook channel, the private screen, remember, and he had a lot of followers on that channel. And then he joined me on the Movie Zone, both on the radio and on this CKTV just last year, and I would say he'd really love this if he got it. So get it, John. And I hope you're happy with this little review I'm doing on it at the moment for CKTV. And anybody out there, I would totally recommend this device. It's got everything. Like I was watching, I watch a lot of on the TV shows. I never mentioned the TV shows yet. Some of the greatest comedy shows on there. Like I still use Netflix because I like presentation. Presentation is one of the. I'm kind of like I suppose you'd call me a bit of a geek for stuff like presentation, color, and the way things are presented as far as movies and TV shows and stuff on these apps. We're all very spoiled, of course, for choice these days, but I do like certain wee things that other people couldn't give a damn about. So I suppose the extra incentive of things like Netflix. I watch certain things on Netflix that have better maybe presentation and better pictures, thumbnail pictures and stuff. Strange like that, I like perfection when it comes to these things. John's the same. I know that John likes that kind of thing too. We both love the cinema to be empty when we're watching movies, of course. Which a lot of people that are big into movies are like that as well. We like to have an empty cinema to ourselves. That's movie buff for you folks. But what I was saying is the TV shows on this little gem of a box are like you've got everything from stuff like Hang Time, which is like something that I never really watched, but it's just something I noticed on it that you get nowhere else. Other stuff like, of course, The Fresh Prince, which is also on Netflix, but stuff just randomly thinking different strokes. Never seen it on Netflix yet, but it's on the KODI. Stuff like The Cosby Show, stuff like you've got the great shows like Becker and Cheers, and other things such as Frasier, named all them together because they're all linked together. Also, you've got another one that I watch a lot is King of Queens. I love King of Queens with Kevin James and that, and and another guy who I really really enjoy is Patton Oswalt, who's in King of Queens. He is very funny. Then you've got all the talk shows. All are like most people don't really watch talk shows, no American talk shows, and that, but I love them. And I just watch random episodes of the Late Show with David Letterman, the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, stuff like that. All the gems of the 90s, 80s, and 90s. That's all the TV stuff. You got all the Star Treks as well. Everything. You name it, you'll find it on KODI. And it's on the Android TV box. It's a 22, 23, maybe 25. Depends on the version you get. I got the MX8 version, the one that I showed you a picture of before we started here, and that was 23, I think, 22 or 23 pounds on Amazon. You can get that. It's a one-off payment. You don't have to pay monthly, nothing like that. Some people get them for every room in their house and stuff. I've only got one. But I don't really need it for the rooms because I've got a Roku on one of my rooms, and I've got the Xbox as well. And then my parents use Sky, so they're quite happy with their traditional Sky. A lot of people don't like to go out, like move on from one thing from you're used to. I'm kind of like that too, but I've decided to go with this because I think it's really cool. I would more so watch the movies and the TV shows that you can watch on demand. I'm big into on demand. I'm not fussed on having to be in at a certain time to watch something or having to go to a channel at a certain time to watch something. I'm more into the knowing because I'd be very intricate with episodes and I would know the names of all the episodes of things and whereas other people mightn't be. So it's just everybody's different. But as far as the TV shows, it's very much spoiled for choice in that category. As far as the films on this KODI device, I call it KODI device because KODI is the only thing I really watch, I really use on this Android box. There's an array of stuff available on the box, but only a few of them are really 100% intact. I think KODI is the only thing really that you can be. There's faults on it too, of course, as far as this box goes, but you don't really need anything other than the KODI app on the box because it has everything you need as far as entertainment goes. The ones to look out for in the movie section, go to One Channel, which is the main one for American TV shows and American movies. Some British stuff on it too, but not as much as another thing we'll tell you about in a minute. So if you go into One Channel once you're in KODI and you go into either movies or TV shows, if you go into the movies one, you've got everything, like more or less everything you've ever, and you can go into the search then and search each decade or search each year, or you can type in the actor's name or the director's name and it gives you a list of their career movies and stuff. It's really amazing that way. And then you can go into, you can pick certain ones that you like and build up a favorites list, and then you don't have to go in and look around as much. Then you can go into your favorites and have them listed, which is especially good for TV shows, I think, because you always are going to have a big list of TV shows you like. Movies, you're going to change that now and again, of course, because like you do with your Netflix movies, where you have your favorites and then you probably delete them after a while because you watch them, and then you add in more to watch on the to watch list, or the whatever you call that on Netflix, I forget. But as far as the other one, I came across, like, I'm coming across stuff all the time on this because it's so vast, the stuff that you find on this KODI. And on the other thing that I noticed recently, you can actually go into a thing called, go to the add-ons section in the video section, go to add-ons, and there's a one way down the list called UK Turks playlist. It's called UK Turks playlist, and you go into that, and what you find in there is on the TV section, you can have all the British TV sitcoms, and that's all the British comedies from over the years, like the Only Fools and Horses stuff is there. Well, I've got the box set of that, but you've got all the episodes of that as well. I'm actually going to have to sell up a lot of my stuff soon as well, because everything's on this thing, and it's quite amazing actually. Also, you've got the stuff like Porridge and stuff like all them old British comedies like The Young Ones and Bottom and all that stuff. You know, even Blackadder and so many great ones. And then, of course, you've got the British movie list as well. And a lot of movies, like all the Bond movies are there. You go into this James Bond 007 section and everything's there. Everything's there for all the other. There's actually a section in that particular one in the UK Turks playlist, and it's got all the different franchises, like all the Star Wars movie are bracketed together. Everything is there on that KODI, and it's amazing. Actually, it's brilliant, and it's well worth having, folks. So I'm going to go into the this section again here, if I can, and I'll show you exactly how these things look on the KODI, or on the actual Android TV box. This is how it looks as far as, there you go, you see. That's basically what the box looks like. It's got a remote control there, as you can see, and it has, or you can actually go up and down as far as your the top button and the bottom button are for changing the chapter of the movies if you're on a movie or on a TV show. And then of course you've got the power button there, and you've got the different buttons to go navigate through all the different sections. Now you can see there the different colors, very well color coordinated, the sections of this Android box. And as you can see, it says Wi-Fi there, so you've got the Wi-Fi once you plug it into the internet, and there's you can put in a wee code in the options menu, the settings, and of course you get all the apps through this, YouTube, all the different apps, but not all of them are very good on the Android box. But you can guarantee that one channel on KODI and UK Turks playlist on KODI, and then the live TV section on KODI are all excellent. They're all very much work perfect. One thing I'll say, which is a wee downside part of this, on the live TV section, it's pretty. It can be a bit laggy and can stop and start a wee bit, but you can just never. Like, I use it mainly for watching football and for watching the movies and TV shows, but many people use it for live TV all the time. So that's why I always warn people that want to get this. I always warn them that don't take my word for it that everything's perfect on these things, because they can be hit and miss. There is a lot of reviews you see online about these, and people downtrodden from the start. I reckon they don't give it a chance, because I had this about a week and a half, 2 weeks before I actually realized that it was a very good bit of kit, as they say. But I felt like Del Boy once when I got it working. I really felt like Del Boy, because I realized this is a little gem that you don't get very often, and you don't get a deal that's like that very often in life. So it's pretty cool. So indeed, it's pretty neat looking, very shiny exterior on it, as you can see. Another thing I wanted to say about this on the KODI, on the Android box, I got it on Amazon and it said fully loaded, and all the stuff was on it. Now I presume the updates, it's updated every day. When you turn it on, it says updating certain parts or whatever. So that would indicate that it's been updated all the time. So therefore, all the stuff is added in. You might have to add on things if it doesn't come fully loaded, but I think that most of them come fully loaded. I think this MXQ one comes fully loaded usually, and it's really, really cool. You can also get a wee keyboard thing that can navigate the different. That's handy for putting in searches and stuff, but I didn't bother getting that. I find the remote control very handy. You can also, there's a button to make it like a mouse, so you can use the directional buttons to navigate around certain parts of the app of one of the apps or whatever. But yes, indeed, I hope you, John Shorthall, yes, that's right, I'm talking to you. I hope you're happy with that review that you requested, and anybody else that enjoyed that particular review, I hope you enjoyed it, folks. I'm hoping to do another couple of YouTube videos before the week's out, maybe one or two to upload within the next couple of weeks. I'll be hoping to put this up by tomorrow. But indeed, it's been Kieran Kyo, the Kyoster, bringing you my thoughts on the Android TV box and KODI, which is the main app on that box. And you couldn't get much. I'm just going to do a wee rundown on the best stuff I've watched on the KODI device so far. We talked about the TV shows I've watched. Some really good stuff on it. But actually, another one I'm really enjoying watching on it and on Netflix recently as well, actually, is Rab C. Nesbitt. I watched it when I was a wee fella, I remember watching it with my brothers, and it was always good crack. That and Red Dwarf used to be on one particular night, I think, in the week. It used to be Top Gear, Rab C. Nesbitt, and Red Dwarf were always on around the same time. And that was, I watched it, kind of revisited it this last while, and been watching a lot of the episodes. And it was a really, really fun show with, of course, Gregor Fisher played Rab C. Nesbitt, and a couple of the characters are actually dead now, I was reading, but that's what happens, I suppose. That's what happens in life, you die. But anyway, also another great show out of Scotland, because I've been finding Scottish humour very funny lately as well. I always did, but you kind of zero in on things. I'm kind of like that. I go through wee phases of zeroing in on certain types of entertainment and move on to something else then after a certain amount of time. But I've been enjoying shows like Still Game and another show called Burnstown, which is you've all heard of that probably, but I just come across these things the odd time and enjoy them for a while, and then if you're chatting to me next year sometime, I'll be as far away as Mexico from that particular show again, watching something else. That's just me. But as far as stuff like movies that I've watched over the last while on the great device on the KODI, I would say movies that I've been watching would be, I've been watching a lot of rare gems, as I call one of my shows here on YouTube, Rare Gems. Been watching stuff like the Walter Matthau and of course Jack Lemmon movie. The Grumpy Old Man and Grumpier Old Man movies were great. All this stuff is very good. Great innocent kind of humor that people don't use anymore. But some of their stuff was excellent. They had the back and forth they had was absolutely brilliant. Like you look at stuff like The Odd Couple, which was recently remade there last year, or was of course featured Matthew Perry and a couple of other current comedy acts, and it was very well done. But they had a lot more of the sexual innuendos and sexual references than the original did, because that's the way life is now. But unfortunately, in other ways quite funny, but whatever. But yes, what I'm saying is that The Odd Couple was a prime example of great comedy, and you didn't have to go too extreme with the comedy, if you know what I mean. Other stuff I've been taking a look at is some of their other films they've done together that aren't as popular, like Out to Sea, and another one called Buddy Buddy, which was very popular back when it was made, probably in the late 60s. Other stuff like there's been a lot. Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon have worked together on probably 15 films at least, and very good together. Also, I've been looking at the likes of a couple of Pacino films recently as well. That one, 88 Minutes, probably not the first time, probably the fifth time I've watched it over the years, but very cool film. Also, other great films from the likes of Robin Williams and the likes of John Candy, and so many brilliant films I've been watching on the KODI box, or on the Android TV box and on KODI. And of course, recently watched a couple of films that were just in the cinema as well. So that's a privilege you get on this box, and usually pretty good quality as well, which is pretty good. So yes, indeed, very, very cool device, and something I would recommend to anyone. So yes, indeed. Folks, I'm going to leave you at that this time, and I'll be back with some more videos. See you all soon. Kyoster, over and out.